I made up my mind to make a change in my life when I was 16 years old. We are all gods on this planet, every man and every woman. We create life, we can take life, we control what goes into the sea, whether the fish can live or not. We decide if the trees can grow tall, we decide if the children will eat. We are very powerful beings on the planet Earth. And when I said a self-made God, I meant just what I said. Barry White changed his life. So you're right.
Yeah. And people criticize the statement?
No, not to my knowledge. It's the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, people tend to play down our power. Well, don't worry about it. This next guy do it, or let's ask God above to do it. There's a lot of things that has to change on this planet Earth that only we can change. And until we embrace the fact that we are as powerful as we are as beings, we're going to continue to make the mistakes and allow the mistakes to be made, from our children to our adults to our elderly to whatever situation you want to talk about.
If you do not have it written down, your chances of it happening is reduced drastically. It's a principle of success. You have to have everything you want written. It's in the Bible. Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. Listen to me. That's real. If you don't think it's real, I dare you to try it. Write everything you want on a piece of paper. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it every morning and every night. Come back here 1 year from today and see how much of that stuff then came true. That's a promise of your God. That ain't no theory I come up with. That's all successful people have. You have to write it. Everything I've ever gotten in life, I've written.
Everything is energy. And the main lesson you're here on earth to do is to learn how to manipulate energy. And what does that mean? Create. You have to learn how to create. Once you figure that out, you can have anything. There are no limitations unless you put them on yourself. Once you learn these things, you can have anything you want in life. Because that's what we are. We are creators. We are manifestors.
It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how things look. It doesn't matter what doesn't happen. It will always benefit me. That's power. That's a position of power. That's self-empowerment. Stay there. Don't leave it. Everything that comes to you, whatever it is that's coming to you, is exactly perfect for what it is. Use it. Stay in the positive state and use it. It wouldn't be there if there wasn't a reason for it. You need to trust the way reality works. You need to trust the mechanism. You need to trust the structure. Just go with the flow. Because if you know that no matter what happens, it's always going to benefit you, that's power.
To get something from the mind, to get to the real world, needs manifestation. This is what, in my terms, is called manifestation. As long as it's still in the mind, it's not manifested. It's a dream, it's a vision that you have. If I keep it here, you don't even know about it. So the first manifestation is, I can speak it out so that you hear it. So that means already one person knows about my vision. The second state of manifestation is, you put it down on paper. Giving what is in here, giving it a form. This form can mean words, but it can also mean in written language. So write it down. It's also a form, because in here things change. On the paper, once it's written down and you don't burn it, it stays.
Everything comes from the imagination. Everything comes from, like, before this microphone was a microphone, someone somehow thought about it. Now, how can I speak into something that would amplify my voice? This came out of it, and it's evolved over the years. But everything comes from the imagination. So the power of the mind, people don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning. But I know one thing is, I can make things happen. I can go into levels, I just can't tell the world, but like these levels that, like, I've manifested things that I'm just like, I still shock myself, like, how the fuck did I make that happen? And this is not even to do with fighting. This is to do with my personal life. And I'm like, I made that happen. And this is through this like manifesting subconsciously as well. Just years of something just manifesting, and boom, it's right there. I'm just like, shit, I really made that happen. It's scary, man. It's scary for me to even think about.
This is how to manifest anything using the power of affirmations.
You take the description of the new you that you wrote up. That new description should include no negatives. It should be in the present tense. It should not say, I am going to become. It should say, I am. I am so happy that I am, and describe everything that you want to be. As you write out this description of you, you're literally building brain cells. Those new brain cells hold an image of the new you. Now, this is how the change is made. You use this and you let yourself totally relax. Don't try and relax. Let yourself relax. You let yourself get emotionally involved in this image. And you know that every time you do, in a very relaxed state, wham, you just trigger those brain cells. And you know every time you do that, you're giving more and more energy to those brain cells. And in a relatively short period of time, those ideas will be fixed in your mind, and that's the way you'll live.
Manifestation truly is the alignment of what you think, what you say, and what you do. When those three things are aligned, that's what creates impact in the world and in your life. For so many people, they may tell an amazing story about how they manifested something. It's not that they didn't vision it. It's not that they didn't have clarity. They also aligned their action, their time, their energy, their resources in that direction.
Manifesting is real. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real. And there's no excuses. There's no fucking days off. There's no, not willing to grind and, everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining and pussy ass bullshit that a lot of people do these days. It's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want, they know who they are, and they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
Have you ever wondered why bad people always seem to win at life? The cheaters, the liars, the narcissists, the sociopaths, the psychopaths, they tend to always be successful. I'll tell you why. Hi, my name is Nike. Not Nike. Let's do it. Here's the secret. The universe is morally neutral. You think it's keeping score. It's not, baby. It's not keeping score. The universe does not care if you're a good person or a bad person. It only responds to energy and frequency. And these people you guys call bad people, they're very decisive. They have an inner knowing that's very strong. They walk with confidence. And I taught you this. The universe never responds to begging. It responds to what? Certainty, and certainty only. And the narcissists and the sociopaths and the psychopaths of the world, they understand that. I would actually argue they understand faith more than all the people who are good in this world. They never feel fear. And if they feel it, they override it quickly with faith. And the universe responds and rewards that behavior every single time. If your thoughts, your actions, and your behavior are all in sync, your manifestation comes out fast. Good or bad, it'll come out just as fast. The problem with good people of the world, I don't really believe in that, but the good people of the world, is that they overthink. They sit there in their victim look. Oh my God, look at me. I'm a good person. Why does bad things happen to me? Oh my God. And the universe doesn't know what that means. She's like, what the heck? Okay, what do I do with this information? I'm not saying be ruthless or corrupt. A little ruthlessness doesn't hurt anybody. But I'm not saying be corrupt. I'm saying you can be kind, never nice. Don't be a nice person. They're losers. Be kind. Or be dominant. Be assertive. Be certain the universe listens to that. That's the only language she understands. So if you want to win at this game of life, my love, stop praying for fairness. She doesn't care. She's only responsive to your vibration. That's it. The universe is not fair. It would never be fair. Life is not fair. It would never be fair. You don't get what you want in this life. You get what you are. So align yourself powerfully with the version of yourself that you want, and you will receive it. I believe in you, and I pray you always believe in yourself. Stay what? Stay fabulous. Bye-bye, my love.
I was in the top bunk of my fraternity house, and I was about to go to bed, and I wrote this out. Win an Oscar for Best Actor. I never looked at it again. I forgot about it.
I am a powerful manifester.
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and deteriorated. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million.
I wanted to be the biggest movie star in the world, you know, and I was 18.
There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
Then Friends happened, which I thought I'd kind of manifested. Whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest, you speak to it as though it's already happened.
The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it.
In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it, and then you let it go. You have to do it, and then you have to meet that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to be there and ready when it shows up.
I would visualize things coming to me.
Thank you for this wonderful job that I have dreamed about and prayed for.
I'm going to do it. It's done. It's already done. The second I decide it's done, it's already done. Our desires and our commitment to the ideas of our future are all that matter.
I look at things, successes in my own life, and many of them are when I wrote the headline first. I set the goal and I went after it.
I was always saying to the universe what I didn't want. So guess what I did? I manifested what I didn't want. Yeah. So I really had to change my thinking. And instead of thinking of what I didn't want, I had to get intentional with what I did want. Wow. What was my perfect partner? What would he be like, feel like? What walk of life would he come in? Who would he be? How would he treat me? I got very granular with it. And then he showed up. And then 2.5 years later, after I started my meditative process and I was happy being alone, yes. I thought if he doesn't show up, he doesn't show up, but God, I'm going to try. And then he showed up, and it was the perfect match for me.
The fastest way to attract something is to think like someone who already has it. Your mind creates your life based on the identity you think from, not what you want, what you assume is yours. When you think like someone who already has the result, your mind shifts into a different mode. It becomes calmer, clearer, more focused. It stops looking for problems and starts looking for pathways. So start thinking like the version of you who already got what you wanted. Hold the thoughts they'd think. Carry the attitude they'd have. Move the way they would move. Because when your mind accepts the identity, your life starts rearranging itself to fit it.
You believe you have it already, it manifests. Simple as that. That's what it's got to be like. Like you already have it. Like I already have that house, I already have that car, I already have it. I can feel it, I see it in my mind, and that's all you have to do. I think Bob Proctor would say, see it in your mind and hold it in your hand.
That's true.
Right?
You will become whatever you're fascinated with. You always become whatever you're fascinated with. This is the law of mind. If you become fascinated by poverty, you become poor. You become fascinated with sickness and the reports of all kinds of diseases, you will become sick. Whatever you become fascinated with, you'll get it and it'll get you. This is the law of mind, and it works with anything. So do not become fascinated with what you do not want. If you want to be wealthy, become fascinated with wealth. Become fascinated with wealthy people. If you want to be successful and prosperous, become fascinated with successful, prosperous people.
If you have an intention, you take a pencil, you write it down. You're actually doing something physical, tactile. Then you read it silently. Then you read it aloud. Then you visualize that. And you do that over and over and over again. what that will do is then embed that into your subconscious. And then these different cognitive brain networks get activated.
Now, can we unpack that just a minute?
Sure.
Because everyone that listens to this loves to make sure that they just got the instructions from you, Dr. Doty, because I'm like hanging on every word. And so there were a couple steps to that, because you had the physical pencil, you had the act of writing, you had this moment where, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw it, but if you're listening, let me describe it. He sat back in his chair, he put his hands kind of in prayer at his chest, closed his eyes, and he started talking about repeating the thought. Is that the chain of events that you do to encode it in your mind?
Yes, absolutely.
So what is, will you walk us through it one more time?
Yeah. So again, what you want to do is to use all of your sensory organs as much as possible to embed that intention. So by writing it down, by reading it aloud, by reading it silently, by visualizing it, that creates the process where this gets embedded and into your subconscious. And what happens is, once you get this embedded, it activates different parts of your brain. And without getting too technical, I'll just mention 4 of them. One is something called the default mode network. This is what happens when your mind wanders or you're daydreaming. And it's self-referential because it's internally focused, but it's where you create the narrative of who you are or what you want.
So if you have negative self-talk, if you ruminate, if you are like, I'm never good enough, nothing works out for me, things like that don't happen to a person like me, I can never get it right. That is the default mode network.
Absolutely. And that gets really activated and results in rumination for some people.
Can I ask you another question? Because one of the things that you said at the very, very beginning is you painted this gorgeous picture of the ability to leverage the remarkable power of your brain to help you get what you truly desire in life, to help you live in heart mode. And you said it's just about believing it. And part of the reason why we have trouble believing it is because of the default mode network and all of these stories you've repeated over and over and over again. Is that fair to say?
No, that's exactly correct.
And we can reprogram, or we can lay down a new track?
Oh, absolutely. And it's available 24/7, and it doesn't matter what's happened to you before. You know, so many people get fixated. Well, I don't deserve this because of. We all deserve it. So once this gets embedded and you create the narrative of who you want to be or how you see yourself, what you're doing is you're creating salience. Okay.
What's that word mean?
It means making it important. Okay. Once something is important, this activates what we call our task positive network. And the task positive network has 3 parts. It has the salience network, it has the attention network, and then it has the executive control network. And once something is salient, what you're basically saying is, this deserves my attention. And by doing it in a very specific way, then that becomes important to you. That gets embedded into your subconscious as something to pay attention to. Once that is defined as something important to you, then that activates your attention network, so that then you cognitively focus your attention on whatever that intention is.
Okay.
Once those are activated, and I use the analogy in the book, it's as if you have a file cabinet and you put this file into the file cabinet that says important stuff. And once that is there, then the attention network is activated, which is, as an example, a bloodhound that says, okay, now there's something there. I need to track this down and figure out what's going on here. Then you activate the bloodhound, and then that gets released. And then once that attention is focused, then it starts looking around through all the possibilities in your environment. And as soon as it identifies one, then your executive control network is activated, which in some ways is the thing that chases down what is in your subconscious. This is how it works. There is no magic here. This is fundamentally basic neuroscience, and it's something that we all have the ability to master by just doing these techniques whereby you are able to embed your intention, you do it over and over. And it's not as if one and done. And what I mean by that is some people wake up, and this is like a New Year's resolution. I'm going to do this January 1st. And then January 1st comes and you already fail the first day. You have to not have excessive expectations at first. What I mean by that is these are based on habit. What happens with habit? You start small. You don't sit there and say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in the next month. You say, I'm going to try to modify my diet where I'm not drinking sodas. That's the first little one. And each of these little wins strengthens you to actually then do the big thing ultimately. So you don't start by running a marathon on day one. You start by getting up out of bed and walking around the block.
Anything you say with the words I am, your subconscious will then take that as a command.
Fourth grade, I went in my closet, I said, I am going to the NBA. Anything you invoke with I am, the power of manifestation and what can happen in the universe comes true.
Every time you use the word I am, and you say I am weak, I am poor, I am so, that's blasphemy, because the highest place within you is called I am.
I don't want to be anything. I am everything I want to be, and I'm already there.
Whatever we say is what our life will be.
So this is why the people that live the most effective lives are always acting as if they're in the future and the future is perfect, not waiting to get there.
I'm interested in your telling us how you may raise your daughter differently than your mother raised you, simply because times are so different.
I will not raise my daughter differently than my mother raised me. The rearing I got from my mother, words cannot express. I could live in any time, I could live in any country, I could live on any planet, and I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother? Daughter.
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And the one that there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is the universe bears no ill to me. You're saying, I would teach my daughter to look within herself.
People who are destined for greatness, they do not have easy lives. They have harder beginnings. If you go all the way back to when you were a kid, chances are you just had this knowing, this quiet voice inside of you that said, I'm meant for something big, even if you didn't understand what that meant. And that was not just imagination. That was you still being tapped into source, into truth, tapped into the infinite potential of who you are. And then life happened. The world told you to be realistic, to tone it down, to forget who the heck you are. So your job in this lifetime is not to find your greatness. It's really just to remember it, to walk the path that activates what is already encoded into your field. So if your life feels tough right now, it is not because you're off track. It's because your soul is training you for what it already knows it came here to do.
Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Working out for me. Working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Working out for me.
This is happening. This is happening. Wait, this is happening. 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 This is happening.